Hello, book lovers, and welcome to Book Talk Radio Club. My name is Claire Perkins, and today I'm talking to author Christine Roney. Christine's debut novel, Beyond Stone, is already receiving high praise on Amazon. Beyond Stone is the story of Andy, a sculptor by day, street artist by night. She keeps her midnight adventures a secret, but that's not the only thing she's hiding. Reeling from guilt and grief, she starts to fall down the rabbit hole, and it's at that moment, that dark moment, that three of her stone sculptures come alive to try and save her, but will she let them? Hi, Christine. First of all, welcome, and thank you for coming on Book Talk Radio Club.
Hi, Claire. It's great to be here.
Oh, thank you. So, Christine, what was your inspiration for Beyond Stone?
Well, the idea came to me while I was looking at a piece of white marble in my studio. I had just been accepted into the professional screenwriting program at UCLA Film School, and I had to submit 3 story ideas before the first class.
Right.
So as I stood there staring at the rock, thinking about storylines for a movie, the idea about a grieving artist being saved by her art just kind of started playing in my mind. And I thought it would be great visuals for a movie.
It certainly would.
But as I started developing this story, I realized that I wanted to bring out what the main character Andy was thinking and feeling,
Right.
and I wouldn't be able to focus on her inner dialogue in a screenplay. So I decided to write a novel about her instead.
Okay, yes, I suppose you can get in a bit deeper with a novel rather than a screenplay, can't you?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I have to ask you, when we're going through a crisis, we want someone or something warm and loving to rescue us. Somehow, well, to me anyway, stone figures do not seem to suggest warmth. Why choose stone?
That's a really good question. It's the contrast between the cold white marble of the statues in the beginning,
Right.
with the human emotions and desires they experience when they come alive, that made stone the perfect choice.
Interesting.
One of my favorite lines is toward the beginning of the book. Soon after they come alive. Here, I'll read it to you.
Okay.
It says, David's beauty was exquisite. Andy had taken great care with every detail of his face. But even she had no idea that the cold white marble, when warmed by the touch of humanity, would translate to such beauty.
Oh, wow, that's fabulous. That's really,
Thank you.
yeah, that just says it really, doesn't it? Absolutely. So, Christine, where is your favorite place to write and why?
Well, I have a mobile writing studio. It's a van conversion, like a small RV. It's got a stove, refrigerator, and bathroom. It's like a little house on wheels. And I like to drive it to different spots, make myself a cup of coffee, and sit at the table and write.
Fantastic.
I usually choose deserted spots where there's an inspiring view, but my dog goes with me, so I also like to choose spots where I can take him for a walk.
Another dog lady, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. I know it's to be in nature, be amongst nature, just look out at wonderful views is very inspiring. And I understand that totally.
Yeah, it really is.
So I love the fact that Beyond Stone is included in the Books on the Subway program. Can you tell Book Talk Radio Club's listeners a little bit about Books on the Subway?
Oh, sure. It's such a great program. Rosie Ketty started it in 2013 after learning about a program in London called Books on the Underground.
That's right, yeah.
And that program was started by Holly Frazier.
Right.
So Holly joined Rosie in New York, and they, along with volunteers that they call book fairies, they plant copies of the books on the subway platforms and in the cars.
Right.
And the hope is that someone will pick up the book, read it, and then put it back for someone else to enjoy. It's like having a library on the subway.
I think it's a brilliant idea. And of course, yes, the actress from Harry Potter, there was a whole thing about her doing that on the New York subway. Yes, now, of course, I've put 2 and 2 together. Yes.
Yeah, Emma Watson.
That's
right,
Emma Watson.
yeah.
I couldn't think of her name. Yeah, a wonderful program. Oh, my God, you must have been thrilled that your book was included.
Oh, I'm really happy to be part of that program.
I think it's a great idea. So, in what genre would you describe Beyond Stone?
Contemporary psychological realism.
Right. It's a bit of a
Novels,
mouthful.
novels in that genre focus on the emotional and psychological development of the character.
Right.
The reader becomes privy to the character's inner world.
Right.
And so I would put Beyond Stone in that genre.
Right.
But there are touches of magical realism and fantasy.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be hard to describe, but I like that. I'll have to write that down. Definitely. I understand from your bio that you have studied sculpture. So what type of sculpture, and in particular, what sculpting material are you most drawn to?
Well, I work in metal and stone. I studied welding and metal sculpture along with stone sculpture at Otis College of Art and Design in Los Angeles.
Right.
When I work in stone, I usually work with alabaster. I don't create representational pieces like Andy in the book. I carve abstract pieces.
I love abstract sculpture.
Yeah, my pieces are more about form and color, and alabaster has such beautiful colors in it.
It does, most definitely. That's really interesting. I'll have to look at some of your. Have you got a website with your sculpture? Pictures of your
You know,
sculpture?
I don't. I have one piece that I did on my blog on my website, but I don't have one with all my art pieces.
Oh, you'll have to put some up. I'll have to look at that one anyway, definitely. Definitely. Well, you're obviously a very creative individual. If you weren't writing or sculpting, what would be your other choice of creative outlet?
To be to be honest, I can't imagine doing anything else.
Uh-huh.
Maybe paint murals on the side of buildings like Andy and Tommy, but not in the middle of the night. I wrote a scene in Beyond Stone where Andy puts a sign on a highway at the entrance to a tunnel that says "Artist at Work," and then she paints a mural in the tunnel. And as I was writing that, I thought, what a fun thing to do. So maybe murals, and I'm also fascinated with 3D sidewalk art.
Okay. Okay. What's that?
Um, it's where they use chalk on the sidewalk, and they do it in such a way that it looks like there's like holes,
Oh, I
and
know. Yeah, yeah.
um,
I've seen that on YouTube. Yes.
yeah, it's fascinating
That
to me,
is
and I'd like
that
to give it a try. I'd
that
like to try that.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So what's next for Christine Roney?
Well, I'm just putting the finishing touches on my next book, and I'm in the process of narrating Beyond Stone for an audiobook.
Fabulous.
Also, I'm starting a podcast. I'll be sharing stories with my listeners every week.
Oh,
Uh, I'm, yeah, I'm really excited about that.
oh, I bet you are. What are they going to be? Short stories?
Well, yeah, they're going to be probably novella length.
Oh,
A
okay.
little bit longer than a short story, but shorter than a novel. So,
Oh, fantastic. So where can Book Talk Radio listeners purchase your book or books?
um, Beyond Stone is available in both Kindle book and paperback on Amazon.
Right, right. Okay. Is it on your website? Do you sell it on your website at all?
I don't sell it on my website, but I do have a link from my website that brings you right to the book on Amazon.
Let's have your website address.
It's RoneyWrites.com. That's
Fantastic.
RoneyWrites.com.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you, Christine. That was fascinating. Definitely come back on Book Talk Radio Club when you've published your next book, and I'd love to chat with you and hear more. In the meantime, good luck for the future, and thank you everyone for listening to Book Talk Radio. Bye, Christine.
Oh, thank you, Claire.